Good afternoon. I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. I have to admit it. I kind of had a rough day. I mean, nothing happened. Just like, of course, as soon as I tell you that I'm doing fine on my food and I have that under control, then that's when I feel like I have to eat everything in sight. And I almost did. So at work, I have some snacky foods and I have like breakfast foods and lunch foods and stuff like that. So most of the snacky foods I really just have like with lunch. So, I mean, it's all like good stuff. Anyway, here's what happened. I was really, really hungry. I'd already had breakfast and it wasn't quite lunchtime, but all the food is like right there, just kind of like staring at me. And then I realized I had pita chips and the onion Greek yogurt dip, and I just had to eat it. And I just started like eating the pita chips and yogurt and didn't even count how many chips I was eating. I just ate a bunch. I think I probably had about 1.5 servings. But then after I ate that, I was still really hungry. And I'd had breakfast. I had a banana on the way to work when I actually got to work, and I ate some yogurt. I was hungry. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was 10 o'clock, and I was starving, and I ate all these pita chips with the dip, and then I ate some wasabi almonds, and then I ate some honey roasted almonds. I also took for lunch strawberries and grapes because my mom had gotten some at the store and she let me take some for lunch, when I should have just pulled those out in the first place instead of the pita chips. But after the pita chips and the dip and then the almonds, then I ate all of the strawberries and grapes, and it was about a cup of each. And yeah, that's not a whole lot, but just the fact that I had eaten that on top of everything else I ate, and I still like wanted to eat more, but I stopped myself. I was so hungry, and I didn't want to enter it. I just wanted to pretend like it didn't happen and then go on with the rest of the day, because I always say like every meal is a chance to start over. I had taken leftovers for lunch today from last night. We had beef pot roast and potatoes and carrots, and it was good and like healthy food, not too high in calories, but still like really good stuff. And I took that for lunch today. I had leftovers, but lunch was provided, and there was fried chicken and mashed potatoes and green beans and broccoli and cheese casserole, which was mostly just cheese, and rolls and cookies and soda. It's not that I threw up my hands and said, oh, I give up because I ate all this other stuff earlier, because when I ate all those snacks and stuff, I didn't realize that lunch was provided for the day. I didn't know that yet. And then at lunch, I was hungry again, and I ate fried chicken, I ate mashed potatoes and gravy, and I ate green beans, and I ate broccoli and cheese casserole. I took one piece of chicken, and I took a piece that had like all the skin had fallen off, like all the breading and stuff was not on there anymore. There was a little bit on there, but I took a piece so that I wouldn't be tempted to eat that. I just took a little bit of the broccoli and cheese casserole and like a serving of mashed potatoes, and then lots of green beans. And I did take a roll. I was able to pass up on the sodas and on the cookies, because the cookies were store-bought, so I don't really like store-bought cookies. Homemade, I would have had one, like hands down, no question. I would have had 1 or 2 homemade cookies, but because they were store-bought, they're just, I don't like them. They're not worth it. I really wanted some soda. I was like, it's part of the meal. That's what was going on in my head. Like, it's part of the meal. I should have some soda. But I was able to pass up on the soda as well, and I am proud of myself that I passed up on that. Even though I was even tempted to get diet soda so that I could still have soda but not have the calories, even if it gave me a headache because of the fake sugar that there's something with me and I can't have fake sugar. I even thought about it, but I was like, no, that's not worth it either, because I'll have a headache all day. So I still have the beef pot roast and potatoes and carrots, and that I'm going to have that for lunch tomorrow. I feel like I made some better choices as far as like getting the chicken that didn't have the breading on it, and, you know, getting lots of green beans and less of the other stuff, and then skipping out on the sweets. But like, I would have been fine with doing that had I actually not eaten all that other stuff in the middle of the day. Like, I mean, it wasn't even 10 o'clock and I was starving, and then I still had a full lunch. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like I'm trying to lose this diet bet or something. I don't know. So today is kind of like the only day that I have to run, really. Tomorrow I have something going on, and Wednesday is going to be a late day at work. Something's happening on Thursday too. Oh, Thursday's going to be a really late day at work. It's just going to be a rough week as far as exercise is concerned. With the eating, I can do it. I know I can. I just don't know what happened today. I think because I'm kind of dealing with something a little emotional. It's not like last time. It's a little different. And so I was thinking about that this morning on the way to work. And I think like my emotions were high on that. And then the stress of all this other stuff that's going on. Like why I've only been doing updates, just pure stress of this past weekend, and the pure stress of not being able to edit videos the way that I want to. And then on top of like all this other extra stuff that I'm supposed to be doing right now, there's just so much stress. And I think it was part emotional and part stress eating this morning is what happened. I'm not like making excuses. I'm just saying that that's why I did that, I think. And so I need to recognize that next time and do better. I really just wanted to pretend like it didn't happen, just go on with the rest of the day. But I decided that I should at least enter it in. I should enter in my food and just come face to face with the calories that I've eaten. I entered it all in, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I mean, I had to estimate, and I didn't eat that many almonds. I probably had about half to 3/4 of a serving of almonds. So an ounce is 28 almonds. So I didn't even eat that many between both kinds. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Once I entered in everything that I ate today, it wasn't that bad. But I am only left with about 300 calories for the rest of the day, and I still have dinner to eat. But the good news is I'm not hungry for a snack right now, and I normally am. So I just have to move on and deal with it, and if I go a little over my calories, it's going to be okay. But the biggest thing, I think, for me is to get in exercise this afternoon and to go for a run, because I have not exercised in more than 4 days. And there's a 5K on Saturday that I need to be ready for. There's a diet bet. The first round of the Transformer diet bet ends this week. And I have no motivation. I just had to admit that stuff, even though I don't want to. Hopefully we have something good and healthy for dinner. I mean, that's not really up to me, but I really hope it's something healthy. If it's unhealthy, I'm going to have to limit myself. And I know that I can do it. And I can't just throw in the towel for the day just because I ruined it earlier, because that would just make things worse. But I just got to try my best. So I'll see you later.